Hi, I'm Jennifer, and my mom is the person who's influenced my education the most. My mom, she went to high school, she finished high school, and then went to college and got a master's in social work, which she then used to work at a company called West Health Centers, where their main goal was to rehabilitate people with mental illnesses and allow them to live more independent lifestyles so they can do things like get jobs and live on their own. What I learned from my mom's experience with college is that you can set out to do something and achieve it if you just put in the time and effort. My mom tells me a lot of stories about the struggles that she had in college, whether it was health related or family related or with relationships and friends, and how those experiences didn't stop her from completing her goal because she knew what she wanted and she just had to set up a way to get it done. What inspires me the most about my mom is the fact that she is so passionate about the work she does, whether it's in the field of social work or in another field when she chose to change her career later on. What also inspires me is the fact that she was able to change her career and make it to be something that she enjoyed. And that also kind of taught me that even if your degree isn't in a specific career field that you wanted, later on you can still change it. And if you get laid off from a job, you can still make an income for yourself and you don't have to feel like the one career that you set yourself out for at the beginning is the only thing that you can ever do. My education has included a lot of things. I went to three different high schools actually. The first high school I went to was called the Governor's Academy, which was a boarding school in Boston, Massachusetts, kind of like 45 minutes outside of Boston. And I got to go there based on scholarship, so that was something that helped me a lot with my education early on. Um, and also, I had done that through a program that tried to help students straight out of middle school get into high schools that could provide better education. So going there was a huge help. Uh, After that, I went to a private school back home for the church that I had attended before leaving home, and I didn't really like that experience a lot. It The school wasn't able to sort of teach me at the same level that I had gotten at the boarding school that I was at. And so, since I was forced to come back home for family reasons, I needed a school that I felt I was still going to be able to learn at. So, I actually ended up going to a third school, which was a virtual high school called Commonwealth Connections Academy. That's what it was called at the time. And that school helped me a lot because I was actually able to stay in a school environment that was going to be safe because my neighborhood school wasn't going to be that for me. And I also got all my school supplies. If I had ever needed a computer, that would have been available to me. They sent printers. If I ever needed to have a teacher, I could actually go to a physical site within the Philadelphia area. So all of those things in high school like were super helpful in my education coming up. And so by the time I got to college, that was super helpful because I had learned a lot of things from virtual high school, like time management and having to contact your professors when you need help because they weren't there face to face in the classroom setting. So I'd have to go out of my way to make a phone call or to send an email to them, and that helped a lot. So when I did go to college, which was Lycoming College, I actually only went there for 1 year. um, I enjoyed my classes there a lot, and I had to make the decision to come back home because I didn't feel like the school environment was the best fit for me coming from a huge city and just what I was used to. So when I came back home, I actually took a little break, got certified to be an EMT, and then after that, I went back to community. So that's where I am now. Um, and the EMT experience was probably the most successful educational experience that I've personally had. Before that experience, I felt like I'd always start an educational endeavor and never finish it. And I was scared that it was because I wasn't a good student or a good learner. But I think I just had to find things that I was passionate about and that gave me the drive to want to learn, even though it might be a difficult subject. So that class taught me that. And so learning that helped me for when I went to school, that I could also do that. Support from my family was a huge thing as well. In high school, carrying on to college, as well as my EMT course, without their help, I wouldn't have been able to complete anything because of the times that I was stressed out. Also, tutors were a huge help in both high school and my EMT cert. Help from professors before and after class. Scholarships helped a lot. Finding money, whether that was financial aid through the government or essays that I wrote myself to private foundations. My greatest challenge has been, for me personally, my mental health. Just trying to figure out how to balance the stress of school and not shutting down when I feel super overwhelmed. So things like mindfulness, talking to friends to de-stress, using candles, and exercising and stuff like that, kind of to bring me down in a good way so that I'm not feeling too overwhelmed. 3 tips that I'd give anyone is to make sure you study outside of class. It's really easy to go to class and think that's all you need, but you need to study afterwards, otherwise you'll forget the material. Also, set a time aside every day to study, whether that's 30 minutes, you still studied and reinforced the material that you learned in class. And also, make sure to get tutors for classes that you need help with right away, because if you wait, a tutor might not be available anymore. And if you wait, it might be too late to learn the material because you need time to have it ingrained in your memory. And if you need help from professors, also utilize that because they want to help and they're there to help. So with all of those things, that is my educational background. That is my learning history. And I hope that the tips that I mentioned in this video can help someone. And if so, that's super good. So see you guys.